How's it going, guys? Hope you're all well. Frostfire here, and I still don't have a catchphrase. Merry Christmas, season's greetings, and Happy New Year, and all that bollocks. Hope you had a good time. I was away, that's why I've not been uploading much. Let's get started. Survival, post-apocalypse. Now, the idea was behind this that if a game's very, very early access, I'll do a review, wait part 2 for 6 months, do that, wait another 6 months, do the third and final part. If the game's not finished by then, it's their problem, it's not mine. I don't really give a shit, but that's the idea, because it's not fair to review a game straight away when it's early access as a final product. So let's get going. This is part 2 after a 6-month break. I've spent 3-4 hours into it after a fair while away. Bad points out the way with first, as I always do. The UI is, well, it's fucking awful. It was when I started 6 months ago. I gave it a break, come back into it, and the UI just looks total crap. It's just awful. I mean, it's even worse than DayZ. Sound design still pretty bad. The guns don't sound that great. Some of the animals can seem hit or miss. Some are alright, some are a bit iffy. Environment sounds can be alright, but again, they sound very cheap, like they've been made in Movie Maker. Since I last played, servers are almost empty, which is, that's not great. When I first played this, I think it had close to between 5,000 and 6,000 people a day playing this. 6 months later, 70 people. I mean, I was online last night for 2-3 hours and a couple of hours before, the night before, and yeah, it said total players worldwide 70. So that's not a great look after a 6-month break. The issue with freezing to death, as it was before, is fucking annoying. That's still in there. Even though you have a hat, coat, jacket, socks, shoes, etc, etc. If you don't build a fire, meaning you have to have a fire axe to build it, you're fucked. You have to build a fire, sit by it for 10 minutes, then you can get rid of your axe. Once you have an axe, it replaces your handgun, which is really annoying if you have a nice, pristine, crystal cleaned handgun that you've spent time cleaning with a weapon kit and whatnot, to then throw it away for an axe, which is really bloody annoying. So that's the bad crap out of the way. With good points, after a while away, you now start in a prison. You all start in a prison, and it's an instanced prison, meaning a la World of Warcraft. This is your prison. No one else can come in and invade you, attack you, rob you, throw a tin of beans at your head. This is your prison, so you can do as you wish. There's not that much in there, but it's enough to get you started. Do you know what I mean? Like a tin opener, tin of beans. If you're very lucky, you might get a magazine or a hat. You won't get a rucksack or anything like that, because that's up to you to find in the great big wide world, and it is still just as harsh as it was before. But I do like the prison idea that you start off in your own instance prison, and it gives you a chance to learn the mechanics, learn the game, realise what you're doing before you go out and get bum raped. I still find it amazing, moving on to the good points, that it's $3.99. I mean, it is $3.99. It's not a sale price, that's not been slashed. It's $3.99. For the amount of content and the gameplay, the vehicles, the weapons, the size of the map, for $3.99 you are getting so much content. I cannot stress that enough, people, that $3.99 is bonkers for this amount of content when you look at DayZ and they're charging 23 quid to run down some stairs and break your legs. So, okay, moving on. In short, this has more guns, it has the same size map, it has more vehicles than DayZ, which I find crazy. I mean, it has less bugs. Well, I still don't find that crazy, to be honest, that DayZ is riddled with bugs. If you couldn't realise already, I am getting a little bit disillusioned with DayZ, but I still love it, and I'll still soldier on. The way the loot system works, I have to let people know about this. The loot system is fantastic. I wish DayZ would do something similar, or other survival games, as there is now 5 billion, gazillion, trillion games out there that have this premise of survival, craft, eat, survive, shoot a wolf in the face, and yada yada yada. The idea is, let's say I'm with my buddy, which has happened before, and this is how I found out about it. You go into a house, you open individual cupboards, which I love. You can actually open individual drawers, individual cupboards, look through lockers. What you see is not what your friend sees, which is, I think, fantastic. Some people might hate that. I think it's brilliant, because the trouble is with DayZ, you'll go in, search a building, loot it, rinse it, leave. Next guy comes in, oh look, there's nothing here, but some crap I don't need. So in this, everyone sees their own individual loot, which I think is brilliant. So you can open and rinse a house, next person comes in, they can do the same again and find all new loot, which I think a lot of other survival games really should go for. Because I personally, and again, it's my opinion, please don't try petrol bombing my home, even though you're not going to find out where my home is. This is my opinion. After being away for 6 months, the community is still 99% Russian. Although I did find one American guy recently. We ran around for a bit, but then we both got shot in the face by some Russians. So yeah, give and take, it's still 90% Russian. Base building is still crap. It's still piss poor as it was 6 months ago. It's a load of sheds. You'll be running around the environment. You'll find some sheds and they all look the same. They have no uniqueness about them. That's all you can do. Build a little box with a door, and they haven't seemed to have worked on that. But they have added a lot of guns, items, vehicles, ways to fix the vehicles, new areas, new maps, military bases, buildings, schools, and etc, etc. The devs do seem to patch. I will give them that, even though they most of the time release the patch notes in Russian. If you're lucky, they may convert it to a garbled version of English, so make of that what you will. But I will give them that. They patch it every month, even though there's no one playing the game. So I don't quite know how they're making that much money in a minute, but still, they're patching the game every month as compared to DayZ, which is kind of feels abandoned sometimes. I mean, they're taking about between 2 and, well, at best 3 months to add a fox and a 22 caliber rifle, and at best a vehicle which will probably break. You'll hit a zombie and it will shoot 10 feet up in the air and kill you. But still, this does have a lot of content and a lot of stuff. Overall verdict, I still feel like the game as a whole is great, but the issue with no players, I think when I come back to this to do the final part of the review in 6 months time, I don't know if I'm going to be the only player left. And I can guarantee if it is just me and one other person, they're going to be Russian. Not that that's a bad thing, but you kind of wish there's a bit of a mix and match, because it's nice to meet other people and see, you know, team up and go looting together and hunting squads. But yeah, this game, I've got a bad feeling in 6 months time it's going to be dead. I don't think there's going to be anyone playing it, which is a real shame because of its price and content and items and vehicles and buildings and environment and creatures and animals, and it doesn't have zombies. The first time I played a survival game in ages that doesn't have zombies, and I like that because I'm getting sick of fucking zombies. Too many zombies, they're starting to destroy it for me. So yeah, survival post-apocalypse now, still a generic title, still kind of a generic survival game, but it's fun, it's cheap, and it's still there. In 6 months time I'll let you know if it's still alive. I've been Frostfire, still don't have a catchphrase. I hope you had a good Christmas. See you again soon. See ya.